Hey guys, it's Merrick here again, and I was doing my research on Resident Evil 8. So, trying to find all sorts of little bits of information, trying to figure everything out. See if I could piece together anything from it. Because I'm excited. I really am excited for that game. It looks pretty cool, and I'm really interested in it. Anyway, that's besides the point. What I wanted to get at today was, while doing my research, I found out a lot of people are freaking out over the werewolves. I don't understand why. Like, you know, you, you know, we've had, I don't know, we've had like a shit ton of Resident Evil games over the years, right? And each one brought in like a new mutation of some kind with whatever virus, right? Now, I've gone on before about like Resident Evil lore and everything like that, involving viruses, what they do, and all this other shit like that, because that's how they work. They make sense and everything like that. So, in terms of, like, how a virus works, Resident Evil, like, people are freaking out that how are there werewolves and shit like that? Like, that makes no sense and shit like that. That makes no sense and everything. It's like, well, I feel as though people are forgetting how stupid Resident Evil has gone and brought itself back from. Like, here's an example of what I mean. Look at Resident Evil 6, a game I vehemently hate. It's a game that I freaking despise for what it did to the lore. It just fucked everything up. The C virus is a plot device. It can do anything the plot needs it to do without any form of, like, thought put into it is the best way to put it. Basically, it doesn't need to, it doesn't need any sort of like surgical application or other things like that. What the T virus would need in its lore to do anything. Like, a man in 6 could turn into a giant muscle-bound dog with a bone Gatling gun on his back, to a T-Rex, back to a man, back to the giant bone gun dog, back to the T-Rex, and then to a giant fly. And that, people find that okay. But werewolves, no. Now, here's a fun fact about, like, people here, right? You know that people kind of came from, like, monkeys, right? Like, ancient monkeys? And we all have, like, recessive traits from that time. Like, it's the reason why we have hair and shit on our heads. Like, someone, I could believe that there's a virus that could cause someone to regain their lost recessive traits. And such as, regrowing hair, getting, like, more sharper teeth and everything like that for hunting, as well as, like, the aggressive attitude, which most of the viruses can pull off in the Resident Evil series anyways. But everybody's freaking out over this because I don't understand why. Like, it is scientific. We have reactivated recessive genes before in certain creatures. We've done it with a chicken, and remember, it got a dinosaur mouth. My best guess is people really just don't like the concept of a virus doing it, or I don't know what. I honestly think, and I really hate to insult, I guess, a general audience about, like, this sort of thing. I honestly think that people are flipping the dum-dum switch in their brain all because Resident Evil 3 was a shitty remake. Now, I don't mind Resident Evil 2 remake. I think it's fine. It has its flaws like every other video game. But 3 remake is atrocious and I fucking hate that shit. But that's nothing to worry about in terms of the future of the series. Sure, we're getting a remake of Resident Evil 4. Some even believe that, that game is going to be, like, reusing assets from Resident Evil 8, which is plausible. I can believe that. But here's the thing. I'm not going to buy the remake of 4. I've already been burned on 1 remake. I don't need to see a realistic remake of a game that I've come to enjoy for what it does, despite it being a flawed experience in and of itself. There's no point. I have no worries about Resident Evil 8. But guys, this is a special game in chat, so please tell me what you think of what's going on in the comments below. And I should add this too. Even in the best Resident Evil games, we've had viruses that can cause people's blood to burn on contact with oxygen. We've had, like, the T virus could be used as a bonding agent for 2 different types of DNA. Like, there's always weird science in Resident Evil that, with laws and rules makes sense. This is not something that's like new, where we're gonna have like, I don't know. It's a new concept for sure, but weird science in a Resident Evil game has never been anything new. But like I said, guys, tell me down in the comments below what you guys think. Merrick, out. See you guys